Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I have so many stuffies that are a part of my collection that serve as a constant reminder to be kind to everybody who comes into your lifetime, because it only happens once in a lifetime. The friends that you will meet, that you've reserved a special place for forever and always in your heart. And for me, Mickey Mouse has always been my favorite Disney character because he always serves as a constant reminder to appreciate and respect the people who come into your life that you become friends with, because it only happens every once in a lifetime. And that's why I've appreciated the friendships that we've seen in the Descendants Rise of Red franchise more than any franchise that Disney has ever promoted. And that takes into consideration Hannah Montana, High School Musical, because we never ever did see the friendships put on display or represented the way that the Descendants franchise was able to represent friendship, because the value of friendship was really put into a greater emphasis because of the Descendants franchise, because of how much Ruby Rose Turner and Kylie Cantrell had their friendship mean to each other. How the friendship between Malia Baker and Kylie Cantrell would go on to captivate millions of hearts. That's what really stood out to me about the Descendants franchise, is how everybody just fell in love with the Descendants franchise for whatever particular reason that you fell in love with the franchise because of. For me, it was always about Ruby Rose Turner and her exemplification of kindness and the profound impact she would go on to have on the hearts of so many fans of the Descendants franchise. And I know Ruby will forever be missed as a part of the Descendants franchise. It's going to take some time for me to get used, quite some time for me to get used to Ruby Rose Turner not being a part of the Descendants franchise moving forward. As much as I'm looking forward to meeting Leomani Segura as the Pink character, Red's sister, for the first time ever in the franchise this coming summer, I will forever miss Ruby Rose Turner, and it's going to be really hard for me getting used to a character representing the pink scheme of things, with how Ruby Rose Turner represented the color pink so beautifully, with that character Bridget being brought to life for the first time ever, and really putting a stronger exemplification on just how much further kindness can go and how it can really touch a person's heart even when they least expect it. Because I can guarantee you there is somebody that you see every day at school, somebody you ride home with on the school bus every day, someone you probably walk home with that carries your books home for you, that sometimes you wish you could tell how you really feel about them. And I think the time has never been more evident or more apparent for you to do that, because time is always elapsing in the hourglass, and it's always about how we spend the time that we are allocated. We can spend the time with the ones that we love more, we can tell them we love them more, we can show more appreciation for them, because it's all about the time that is always elapsing through that hourglass. Because the one thing that Descendants of Zombies has always and forever taught us is that time always runs out, and it's never to be taken for granted. And that's what I really appreciate about the Descendants of Zombies franchise, is just how much of an emphasis they put on how you can stand up for what you believe in, how you can find true love, how every dream that a person may or may not have had can become a reality for them. And that's something I give the writers and producers a profound amount of respect for and credit for having done, because they were able to bring this franchise to life in a way that no other franchise had ever been brought to life, or represent certain things and the value of life and the true meaning behind life more effectively than any other franchise had ever been able to do it. Because the only thing really High School Musical ever represented over the last 25 years was that dreams can really come true and happen for anybody, regardless of what that dream may or may not have been. And I think that there was always a story about Troy Bolton and Gabriela Montez, and so much significance put on their relationship that overshadowed every other character in the High School Musical franchise, which caused them to have to really stand out on their own, like Sharpay Evans' character portrayed by Ashley Tisdale, who was never shown enough appreciation or significance for her character because she was always trying to have to outshine Gabriela Montez and Troy Bolton, Zac Efron's, and Vanessa Hudgens' characters. But behind the scenes, Ashley Tisdale and Vanessa Hudgens, as frenemies as a part of the High School Musical series, they were the best of friends. And I wish there would have been more of an emphasis put on that behind the scenes or in front of the camera, because in all honesty, some of the most beautiful friendships of all time happened because of franchises that were never given enough credit for. Which is why I really appreciate how they're always putting on display the friendships between Kylie Cantrell, Ruby Rose Turner, and Malia Baker, which is something I can never seem to get enough of, or tell you guys how appreciative I am of all the love and support you show for every video that I upload here on this YouTube channel about Ruby Rose Turner. Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Jonathan Clarke, and I had the greatest appreciation for Descendants and Zombies that you won't find on anybody else's YouTube channel this afternoon. Thank you guys so much for spending your Saturday afternoon with me. I have a lot of great podcasts lined up throughout today, and I hope you will join me for them. So if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you're probably going to want to do that, because if you love Descendants and Zombies, I'm here to tell you guys, so do I. And it's become the greatest honor of my life to create all these wonderful videos for people who love Descendants of Zombies, videos that you can depend on, that you know will emerge on this YouTube channel without being promised them and never seeing the videos fulfilled with. I think that one of the greatest accomplishments of a YouTuber's life is being able to touch the hearts of so many wonderful people for a specific niche and provide commentaries and breakdowns and analogies of the stars and their favorite moments. I've really got lost in moments because of each and every one of you guys. I had a greater appreciation for the Worlds Collide Tour because of you, greater appreciation for people like Ruby Rose Turner and Kylie Cantrell because of you. I've been introduced to characters like Victor and Nova, Malachi Barton, and Freya Sky's characters from Zombies 4 down to the Vampires, carrying on the legacy and the lineage of that franchise, something I'm incredibly excited to profile over the next 5 years. Rest assured that even if it is 5 years between now and the release of Zombies 5, according to IMDb.com, which is projecting a 2028 release date for Zombies 5, regardless of what the subtitle will be, and if in fact there will be a title change because Zed and Addison are no longer the leads, I will upload videos about zombies every day for you for the next 5 years, even if that means the rest of my life, and I die on this YouTube channel uploading Descendants of Zombies videos to having to showcase the greater appreciation for Descendants of Zombies, because I really believe that there are a lot of YouTube creators that never ever follow through with their promise of uploading Descendants of Zombies videos for you guys, and if they do, they upload videos with criticism about your favorite stars, and as a result, people like Kylie Cantrell and Ruby Rose Turner will not watch YouTube, or they're crying all the time because of how critics feel about them, because they want to get reactions out of these celebrities. It's undeniable how incredibly gorgeous Ruby Rose Turner is. She is the most beautiful Descendant star that I have ever had the honor of laying eyes on or talking about on this YouTube channel. I may be saying this just because I'm the biggest fan of Ruby Rose Turner in the world, and I have the biggest crush on her, and I'm kind of jealous of how she has this crush on Justin Bieber. I've got to do something about that. I don't know what I'm going to have to do, probably wrestle Justin Bieber at WrestleMania in a steel cage. I don't know, I'll get back to you on that, but I really love how Ruby is just so genuinely kind to everybody that she is around and she surrounds herself with. There's such a kind vibe that you get off Ruby Rose Turner that you just never want to see come to its conclusion, or you never want to see Ruby part ways with a franchise. So when Ruby announced that she was parting ways with the franchise because she had no choice, because the concept of time travel had been removed from Descendants 5, it got me to thinking about, you couldn't show Ruby a better appreciation for her character by finding something for her to do in present-day Wonderland, even if you had to go back in the first 10 minutes of the movie and save Ruby from obstruction in the first 10 minutes of Descendants 5 Book of Wonderland and bring her back to present-day Wonderland. I mean, she could have made cupcakes and pies for everybody a part of the Kingdom Cup Games finding its way into Oregon this summer, because those pies and those cupcakes that Ruby made in Descendants 4 The Rise of Red to exemplify kindness to everybody around her, because she wanted to be the best of friends with them, because she only had one friend, Ella, which I'll touch on here in a moment. I think she could have had something very valuable to offer to Descendants 5 Book of Wonderland, which is why I refuse to close the book on Ruby ever reprising a role in the Descendants franchise. I don't care how many opportunities Ruby has outside of Descendants. I think I'm going to forever and always miss her being a part of the Descendants franchise, because she was just so incredibly kind, and everybody took something very valuable away from Ruby Rose Turner, whether that be to become friends with more people, to show kindness to more people. Somebody took something away from Ruby every single time, and she was really somebody that we can learn from. But the thing that stood out about me and Ruby was that Ruby only needed one friend in that movie, and that was Ella. And she cared about Ella so much that she just wanted Ella to be friends with her for forever and always, and she didn't care who she was friends with. She wanted to be friends with everybody, but especially Ella. And she always alluded to the fact and referred to Ella as her best friend, which was kind of really cool, because I think we all want to get to that point where we have this one special friend that we tell everything to, that we have slumber parties with, pizza parties with, talk about our crushes with, call guys on the phone and hang up with. Because that's the point that we all dream of getting to, having that one special friend that we have forever and always reserved a special place for in our hearts that will stay with us until the end of time. You know, if the world was going down in flames tonight, it would be written in the stars that everything will be okay because we were next to that special friend, and we were going to die next to somebody who we had loved forever and always. I think that's always been a dream of somebody. I think that's what Descendants of Zombies is truly represented. No matter how much you're going through in this lifetime, you can always outride it into the sunset with the most supportive friends in the world. And I hope that moving forward with the Descendants franchise, we see a greater appreciation put on just how powerful friendships are, and how they're sometimes the most precious commodities that sometimes we never really think about, because they really are. Because the thing about time is time always runs out, but the most valuable things that we come across in life and have happen for us happen at the expense of friendships and the valuable lessons in life that we learn. And I think more people are learning more than ever before now because of Descendants and Zombies and what they inspire us to become stronger, more confident, stand up for what we believe in. I think there are so many valuable life lessons that are taught to us in this script at such young ages that some people are becoming far more smarter than they're ever given credit for. You know, I'll always put you guys over for being some of the smartest fans in the world. You do know that, right? And I say you're some of the smartest fans in the world because you know who you love, you know what you love, and you know what you want in life. Even though you're probably only 7 years old watching this video, I know you're smarter than you're ever given credit for because you know more about the Descendants franchise than any critic who ever uploads videos about Descendants and Zombies. You know, after girls used to show up at my door dressed up as their favorite Descendants characters on Halloween, which I'm looking forward to in the forthcoming weeks, I went on YouTube and I looked up everything I could about Descendants and Zombies because girls were showing up at my door encouraging me to make a lot of Descendants and Zombies videos because they knew I was a YouTuber for fans who they thought might appreciate my videos and what to say about Descendants and Zombies. And I really didn't know a whole lot about Descendants and Zombies 10 years ago. So I remember going on my laptop till 3 a.m. one night after Halloween had come by and passed me by. And I ate a lot of the O. Henry bars and Kit Kat bars, which I love doing after Halloween passes me by. And I remember being up till like 3 a.m. for about 2 weeks straight, reviewing everything that I could possibly about Descendants and Zombies. So then I just started making a lot of Descendants and Zombies videos at random after I felt inspired and encouraged by people to create videos for people who love Descendants and Zombies. And I literally found out everything I could about your favorite Descendants and Zombies stars, not just about the franchise and the backstory, but about every star that was ever a part of the franchise, from Dove Cameron to Sophia Carson, and I mean everything. Stories about how Sophia Carson had to transfer schools because of bullying, how Ruby Rose Turner had cried herself to sleep because she had been turned down for so many roles that she wanted to aspire to be because she wanted to offer encouragement to people, how Ruby Rose Turner felt so honored more than ever before to be a part of the Descendants Rise of Red franchise, which I was incredibly excited for Ruby because I had always been a huge fan of Ruby Rose Turner, which made it so much more special for me reviewing the Rise of Red, to how Kylie Control's favorite color was always yellow, to how she was an LA girl who loved to buy LA merchandise. Everything I could possibly support you guys for having been Descendants fans for, I wanted to know about, from their favorite color, to what they loved, to what they didn't so much love, how to Kylie Control had never watched Shrek before, which I actually have a copy of. Whatever I could find time in appreciating about your favorite Descendants and Zombies character, the reasons behind why you love them, I wanted to find out what those reasons were, and the greatest honor of my life became getting to know each and every one of you for being the passionate Descendants and Zombies fans that you were. And I have many years ahead of me where I'm going to be reviewing Descendants and Zombies, because Zombies 5 is not going to be happening reportedly for another 5 years. And even though it's been put on the shelf for 5 years and on a hiatus, we got through this 5-year hiatus where Descendants had stopped production until it picked up again in 2023. And I think we've had a greater appreciation since we've seen the premiere of this new cast. And we will forever and always have a special place in our hearts reserved because of what this franchise has represented for so many people from all walks of life, because the diversity in the Descendants cultures are unbelievable, and how people feel differently about Descendants in so many emphatic ways really stand out to me. You know, forever and always, my favorite Disney character will always be Mickey Mouse because of what he represented, how he encouraged me to be kinder to people in my life, how he encouraged me to really be a better person. But if there was one real-life celebrity who encouraged me to become a better person, I would have to give credit where credit is due to Ruby Rose Turner, because she made me a better person when it was all said and done, the dust was settled and the smoke was cleared. Because I really believe that when you touch a person's heart with just a little bit extra kindness, it really goes further than what a lot of people take into consideration on times. And I think that Ruby really made me a better person, which is something I will never, ever forget Ruby Rose Turner for having done. Because through Ruby Rose Turner and talking about her on this YouTube channel, I've had the honor of meeting so many fans of Ruby Rose Turner likewise, who feel the same way that I do about Ruby and have never felt more passionate about their favorite Descendants character. Because I really do believe that Ruby became everybody's favorite Descendants character at one point or another in some shape or form, Ruby became everybody's character because of what she represented. How kind she was, how full of life she was, how aspired she felt, and how inspired she was by the original Descendants cast because she had grown up watching stars like Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson bring characters like Mal and Evie to life. It was a beautiful time to be a Descendants fan when the series got rebooted and got revamped under this new franchise represented by Alice in Wonderland and Cinderella characters. Because I don't care who you are, you're a fan of a Disney princess one way or another. You have a favorite Disney princess, which I support. I mean, I was always a fan of Ariel. She was my favorite Disney princess of all time. She was a Disney princess that was never talked about enough, but I was the biggest fan of her because of her voice. That's what I loved about Ariel so much, was how she could sing any song possible. And after I started talking about Ariel more on this channel, people were sending me covers of songs from The Little Mermaid they had actually performed themselves. There was a beautiful pianist who sent me a copy of Part of Your World that he had sung, and I could never get it out of my head after I had started talking about Ariel on the show, because I wanted people to send me videos of them singing covers of their favorite Little Mermaid songs, regardless if it was Part of Your World or Under the Sea. And I never ever forgot the covers that I was sent after I started talking about Ariel and my passion for Disney princesses. Some of my all-time favorite Disney princesses would have to be Cinderella, Ariel, Rapunzel, who was one of my all-time favorites. Another princess that is never given enough credit is Aurora, because she has such a beautiful name. The thing about these Disney princesses are they not only inspire us through their characteristics, but they have some of the most beautiful names of all time. Ariel, Aurora, Tiana, who's going to have a greater appreciation shown for her because her son or daughter is going to be a part of the Descendants franchise, courtesy of characters coming into the franchise from Princess and the Frog, which I'm really excited about. We have more reasons than ever before, ladies and gentlemen, to be excited to be Disney fans and to be fans of Descendants and Zombies. And I'm excited for the future because I now get to talk about some of my all-time favorite musicals like Princess and the Frog, inspired by the New Orleans musical, which, if you've never been a part of it, it's a beautiful musical. It's a beautiful time of year to actually go to New Orleans because the festivals are at an all-time high, the pumpkin festivals and everything down there, and the lights are absolutely beautiful in the nighttime. If you've never been to New Orleans, I think you should take yourself up on the opportunity to do it, which is one of the biggest reasons why I'm excited to talk about this New Orleans musical that draws inspiration from New Orleans all the time, every single time. I think because of these new characters, not only retro characters like Disney princesses are being represented in the Descendants franchise and retro fairy tale characters, but also new characters, which is why the door has never been more widely open for distant lands to be discovered like Aradale and Olympus and Atlantica. There's so much of an opportunity for Descendants to create Halloween Town, so many characters that have yet to see their introduction into the franchise, and I, for one, am incredibly excited to talk about it and discuss it with each and every one of you. So if you have not hit my subscribe button or my like button, you're probably going to want to do that because I upload Ruby Rose Turner and Kylie Control videos all the time. Every single opportunity that presents itself. It really means so much to me to be able to sit in this chair every day and talk about Descendants and Zombies in the way that's meant to be talked about for far long enough now. And because I believe you guys have deserved far better than what you've been seeing on YouTube, I want to give you more than the same 5 videos that you're always YouTubing that you love about Descendants and Zombies. The music video for Life is Sweeter When You Are, or the music video for Fight of Our Lives, or some dance tutorial, because that's what Disney produces. And I can't say I blame you, because all the reaction videos that are being uploaded on YouTube pretty much are a bunch of nonsense that never's made sense to me. I think that if you're going to talk about Descendants and Zombies and show up on YouTube and talk about Descendants and Zombies and tell everybody why you're a fan of Descendants and Zombies, rather than just saying, that music video was cool. What's the reason for the music video being cool? What inspires you about the music video? What inspires you to be a fan and to have become a fan of Descendants and Zombies like you claim? The thing about me was the music and the script. It wasn't just about the music. It was the powerful script. It was the beautiful story. It was the music, how the emotions were too high on times. They would go to music. They would tell you how they felt through the power of music. There's a greater appreciation for music that ties into a script, and I think we found out what that appreciation was and came to be because of Descendants and Zombies. We learned how valuable and how precious time was, how important friends are in our lifetime, how one can find true love even when we least expect it. This is a beautiful story, and I'm just excited to be a part of it for the foreseeable future, and I invite you to come along with me on this incredible journey which can't seem to ever come to an end. I never want to see this journey come to an end because I have so many wonderful friends that I have met because of Descendants and Zombies. This really has become the truest honor of my life, and an honor that I will never ever forget. Having the honor to sit behind this podcast microphone and talk about my stuffy collection, my video game collection, how I'm excited about Halloween and Christmas, because this year we're going to have a whole lot of fun around Christmas and Halloween, because in all honesty I love having fun around the festive festive times of year. We just celebrated the Canadian Thanksgiving. The United States Thanksgiving is coming up in November 22nd. So I will be here all throughout the festive times of year talking about Descendants of Zombies. This YouTube channel is 365, which means there are no breaks on this YouTube channel, and we go right on through the calendar year because I have a greater appreciation for all things Descendants of Zombies, and I love talking about Descendants of Zombies with each and every one of you, showcasing my favorite moments and a greater appreciation for the franchise that has made us all closer and brought us all closer together because of how we feel about stars like Ruby and Kylie and their futures, because it really bothers me when I see them crying on YouTube videos because of their political point of view somehow finding a way into the conversation, the relationship status. I think that what they need to focus on is entertaining all of us because they put smiles on our faces every single time. They never fail to do it. And I think there's a greater appreciation that comes from fans when they're able to have smiles put on their faces because they see kindness represented by Ruby Rose Turner and Kylie Cantrell. Girls, thank you so much for all the love and support that you're showing your fans, and thank you so much for offering them inspiration and showing them the greater appreciation and the value that can be seen and achieved from life and a dream that they set a goal because of. It's unbelievable how many people have felt inspired from Descendants of Zombies and have taken something special away from these franchises. I really believe that Disney's been waiting on a franchise for forever for people to feel inspired by, and Descendants of Zombies has come through and got it done for us every single time. Thank you so much from my heart to yours. I will have another video uploaded for you guys sometime between now and later on this afternoon, so keep watching for that video to drop. Keep Descendants of Zombies in your heart forever and always, because kindness really does go further in this lifetime and further than sometimes many of us expect. Stay calm and zombie on, everybody, into the foreseeable future, because that's the only way to be in this lifetime. I'm your host, Jonathan Clarke, so honored to be in your presence to talk all things Descendants of Zombies for you guys on the unofficial Descendants of Zombies podcast on YouTube. If you have not subscribed or hit the like button, be sure to do that, because I have a lot of videos coming your way that you're not going to want to miss, because I will showcase Descendants of Zombies for the greater appreciation and the sentimental value that has forever and always had a special place reserved in our hearts for and because of. Guys, thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your life as your voice of Descendants and Zombies.